Hello, and welcome to Car Crazy Rio, the show that brings you car events and car extremists from all across the country. Each week, our ex-gladiator, Jane Omorogbe, reminds us just how crazy people are about our four-wheeled friends. This week on the show, Rio travels to London as she tries to get to grips on the skid pan. And we see if driving a kart can lead to a speedy success.
I'm here in sunny Croydon to learn how to drive, but as you can see, it's not normal driving. The object of a skid pan like this is to learn how to control a car when you begin to slide. I'll be trying out both front and rear wheel drive cars, and Terry Bolton is the brave man who'll be training me today. He assures me everything will be fine as he does this every day. So Terry, this is the first car we're going to be driving today.
Yes, this is our front wheel drive car, given to us by Daewoo. It's a Daewoo Lannis. It's got all the modern cons on this one. It's very good. It's got power steering, electric windows, etc, etc. But it won't be much help for you today because we're going to have them all up and it's a very hot day. It's got slick tyres on it, and it's a front wheel drive because a front wheel drive car reacts differently to a rear wheel drive car. And we're going to start off in this car first, get the feel of how it works, just potter around in second gear, and as you get a little bit more confident, then you can start to squeeze on the gas and you can feel the car starting to slip and slide.
Right, let's go and have a bit of fun.
Enjoy. And all we do is have a little drive around, off gas now, you'll lose it already. Keeping it tight in towards the left-hand side
shuffle
here.
the wheel.
And if you can use your hands opposite one another, because as you can see, already clutch down and gently brake to stop. It's coming that quickly.
So this is the front wheel drive
This is
car,
our front wheel drive car.
and it's going to be a little different than
It is,
the other.
because in a front wheel drive car, the front wheels tend to break away. And once they start to break away, we will go off in a straight line, when in fact we either wanted to turn left or right. And of course the way out of that is to remove the, oh dear, we've gone again. Is to
So
remove
why did that happen? Am I going too fast?
I think you may have been listening to me and not concentrating. A skid or slide is caused through three things: excessive acceleration, braking, steering, or a combination of all three, all caused by you, the driver.
Oh, I see. So when I jerk it back in, then it just
There's your
skids
call
around.
steering.
Oh, I see.
Everything nice and smooth and gentle. That's it, that's fine. So it's good to see you starting to feed the steering wheel through the hands. That's much, much better. Because if you put your arms over and over like that,
Like so.
what you're doing, you're only using the top quarter of the steering wheel. And your hands are always one side or your hands are always one at the other. And if you need extra steering, the hand has to come off and move. And it takes that little bit longer.
Watch this, Terry.
You go for
Everything
it.
you've just taught me is going to come into play right now.
Gently on the gas. That's it, and hold it.
See?
I'm impressed.
Full lap!
360 degrees worth.
That was the first car, great fun. Now it's time for car number 2.
Jane, this is our rear-wheel drive car. It has different characteristics from the front-wheel drive car that you've just been using, because obviously this is driven from the rear where the other vehicle is being pulled along from the front. And as you drive it, you will realise that as soon as you start to use a little bit of gas, the back is going to want to break away.
This is a lot harder than I thought. Maybe I just got used to the other car.
This is a lot twitchier at the back. I said, just head for them. A bit of second now so we can have a bit of speed.
I really thought I was getting the hang of it, and now it's sort of...
That's what I mean. Different car, different characteristics.
Yeah, a lot
In we come. Right. Brake hard now. Hard on the brakes, hard. That's it. And as you can see, the back overtakes the front. That's because of the camber of the road. So if you're coming in the middle of the pan this time, head towards the side at the end, as we are now, this speed, brake now, bang, bang, bang. Hard on the brakes, keep doing that. Excellent, well done.
Hey.
That's good. Considering that is the first time you've ever done it, that was very, very good indeed.
That was very good.
Yes, I hate to say, you were very good.
I thought I was doing really well until... Oh yeah, and there was... Oops. So Stephen, can you tell us a bit of history about the track and how the weekend's gone for you?
Well, it's been a really very special weekend. We've had the official opening of the track after 2 years, over 2 years of actually building it, and the best part of 10 years since we started planning it and going through the fundraising and everything else. So it's been a big, big day for a lot of people. Of course, this is the opening event with Nigel Mansell here on the Saturday was something very special indeed. Perhaps the biggest party we're going to see around here for some time, with Nigel turning in that amazing 163 miles an hour average speed lap. And that was, corners and all, 163 miles an hour. Fastest ever lap of a racing circuit in Great Britain.
That's amazing. And on an open day as well.
Oh, that's it. Nigel, as always, performing for the fans, and he was an absolute star.
Fantastic.
And that record, I'm sure, is going to go by September, though, when we get the Champ Cars here. This is the first step in a whole range of different activities. We've got motorcycle racing coming here. We've got the car track days. We've got the Champ Car race when we've got all of those American Champ Cars, 22 or more of them, coming over from the States to race in the Rockingham 500, September the 20th. That is going to be really something special again. That lap record, I guess, might well even go as high as 200 miles an hour.
So, from what I understand, from every seat here, you can see up to 90% of the track at any point?
Well, we've actually achieved better than that. In actual fact, we designed the track around the idea that 90% of the seats have a 100% view of the action.
Okay.
And 100% of the seats will see at least 90% of the action. So even the worst seat in the house here, in fact it's better because it's 95% of the track's visible from every single seat in the stadium.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we've got 22,000 seats currently in position. We're still building the ends of the Rockingham building. That'll give us additional capacity and more hospitality suites. And then we're building another 20,000 grandstand seats further around the corners as well. That's right. We've got a full calendar of everything else going on, including these beasts, the Richard Petty NASCARs. Now, these are the real heavy metal, the Days of Thunder
I was going to say Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise. He's a bit small for me, but...
Well, this car here is one of the cars. This is driven by Kyle Petty, the son of Richard Petty, who was the most successful driver of them all.
Right.
And this car's actually got a passenger seat in because in August we'll actually be running cars here for a month. We'll have 16 of these cars over from Charlotte, North Carolina, with all the American crews, with the drivers, and they're going to be here. Basically, people can come along and pay and ride along and experience this track for themselves.
Brilliant. So perhaps if you were thinking about this might be something you wanted to get into as a hobby or something, you could come along and give it a little go.
Well, you don't have to be even thinking about taking it that seriously. For the ultimate adrenaline ride for your birthday this year, I reckon. Well, I want my birthday present.
Do you know what? My birthday's September the 20th, so maybe we should come along.
I just think we might just
I will be 30.
What a way to celebrate your day.
Yes, wouldn't it be great? Yeah.
Well, you can have a quick look at how you get into one of these beasts to start with.
bit bigger than some of the other cars they've had
Well,
it
it's
going.
a big motor car, this. It's a 6-litre V8 engine in the front. It's got nearly the same horsepower as Mika Häkkinen's McLaren Formula 1 car. This has about 700 horsepower.
Really?
So, and it's heavy. They say 3,500 pounds, which translates into a best part of 1.5 tons.
Gosh.
So you're talking about a serious heavy metal piece of machinery. Tiny seat, it actually wraps around your ribs to hold you in place. Your arms go down the outside of it. Huge safety cage around here for protection. A 6-point seatbelt harness, which is, again, look at the size of the buckles on this thing. I mean, absolutely massive. And this big steering wheel, which is right in your chest, because you've got to drive with the arms bent, because you never ever use more than that much steering on one of these cars. There's actually, for all it's a big, heavy, powerful car, you drive it with a lot of finesse. Because if you start getting angry with a car on the banking at 160 miles an hour, that concrete wall is going to get very close indeed. You've even got to take the steering wheel off to get in and out of the car. And then you have to climb in, proper Dukes of Hazzard style.
Oh, really?
The door, so
Rascal, peak old train! Those were the days, eh?
So swing your feet in and then just slide down into the seat.
Oh, I thought that was me then. Ah! Finally, she's in.
The big steering wheel just slips around and slips on there. That's it.
Like I say?
That's it. Now try turning that steering wheel.
Oh!
No power steering, I'm afraid. That's why these guys are all fit.
It's a little heavy.
Once the car's moving, that actually gets lighter.
Yeah, I would hope so. Otherwise, I might not make the corners.
But you see how close the steering wheel is to you? Because you're
Yeah.
driving it with very, very small
It's very
movement.
comfortable, actually,
It
this
is.
position.
And you've got all that padding by your right leg and the padding around you, and your arms brace yourself in place, because when you start going through that corner, your body will actually be leaning across against that padding with probably the best part of twice its own body weight.
Right. So how'd you get out of this thing?
Well, it's quite easy. The steering wheel is designed as a quick release, so if you lift the silver collar behind the wheel, that's it, just pull it towards you, and then lift it up on the dashboard. And then it's Dukes of Hazzard style, back out through the door.
Right. So elegance is just out of the window here, isn't it?
Well, there's not a real problem. Just brace your arm on the roof, slide onto the sill,
Hey.
and swing your feet over.
Ah, agile.
Keep watching, as after the break, we put Rio to the challenge as she takes to the karts.
Well, finally here. Been stuck in traffic all morning. Can't wait to meet Carl, the instructor, and find out what car we're driving. Look at this. This could be the one. Carl?
Jane, well done, you've made it.
Morning.
Nice to meet you. The traffic was quite bad, but you're here now. That's the important thing. You ready to go?
Yes, can we go? Can we go?
Almost. First of all, we need some safety gear.
Well, this is all right, isn't it?
That is fantastic.
Jeans, quite tough.
Pretty fantastic, but we need something a little bit more protective.
Okay.
Let's get sorted just now. Let's go. Right, Jane, there's your overalls.
Thank you.
Off you go and get changed then. I can't go with you.
Ta-da!
You look ready and raring.
Thank you.
Next stage for us, though, before we go trackside, we've got to give you some racecraft. Some
Well, can't we just drive now?
racing skills. We're going to do this properly.
Oh, Carl, I want to drive the car.
We're going to do this properly.
Oh, come on then.
Driving on track, you have a very different set of priorities to when you're on the road.
Right.
On the road, you drive quite defensively. Here, you've got to drive a little bit aggressively. You've got to keep control of the cart, but you want to maximise your speed at all times. You want to get as good exit speed as possible from the corners. You want to be keeping your lap times low. To do that, you need to be consistent out the circuit. On a corner, you've got a corner here. If you're coming in from this direction, you're looking to brake before the corner. Your speed, your entry speed is going to be too high to take the corner. So you need to brake. You come in on the outside, braking on the way in, turning in at this point here. From that point in there, taking a nice smooth line through the corner. A lot of people tend to go in way too hard and then end up spinning out over here. Don't want to do that. Brake. Make sure you brake lots for the corner. If you've got a complicated corner, long corner like this, you want to take what's called a constant radius. So from the point where you turn in, you're nice and smooth all the way through, right to the outside again. So you're starting in on the outside, braking in a straight line. Very, very important. You've got to brake in a straight line. Otherwise, you'll be off spinning out in the corner. Braking in a straight line, nice and smooth. And when you get halfway through the corner, you're going to be accelerating all the way out to get a good exit speed. That's what you're looking for.
I've been stuck in London all morning to get here. I've been weaving through the traffic, and what do I have to do? Sit down and listen to all this. I don't want to listen to any more. I don't want to see another bleeding drawing. I just want a car. Give me a car now, please. What about for smile?
That's the theory. If you put that into practice, you can be a lot smoother and a lot better out on the circuit.
Okay, now can we please get in the car?
Cars. Who said anything about cars? We're using carts.
What? Okay, so I'm a bit disappointed we're not on a full-size racetrack, but these carts look pretty quick. Well, I guess if you can't get to Brands Hatch or Silverstone, or you can't afford it, then this is a much cheaper alternative, and it's in the centre of London. All right, it might be a small track, but it still looks pretty dangerous. I've got to give it a go. That is fantastic. I can't wait to have a go.
They are very quick. You don't need cars to go quick. This is what we're doing today.
I'm a bit worried I'm not going to fit in there, you know.
Don't
Bit of a
worry.
big girl, in case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Pop both feet straight in the seat.
Are you sure?
Yep. And then lower yourself down.
Myself in. Oh,
Now you look perfect in there, Jane.
thank you.
You ready and raring? Today you've got powering you the 200cc 4-stroke engine.
Right.
Controls in front of you. You've got the steering wheel, very acute. Only quarter turn, lots of locks, so don't yank at the steering wheel. Pedals, you've got 2 pedals. Do totally different things. Only use 1 pedal at a time. Right is go, left is stop.
Okay.
You're ready to go.
Superb.
Last thing to mention is, of course, helmet and gloves. Right, down. Away you go.
Look at the speed. I know you're only going about 30, 40 miles an hour maximum, but I'm telling you now, while you're down here, it feels amazing. Well,
Not bad, not bad.
what do you mean not
But
bad?
I'm not sure you were watching or listening when we were having a chat upstairs.
I was listening. I was taking notes up here. I think I was really good, and I
Well,
enjoyed it. And
I'm going to give you a quick demonstration now. The guy's ready to go, and he's going to show you what you should have been doing. He's braking a lot more on the way into the corners, and you won't see the back end of the car sliding around as he drives out, because it's all about getting a good speed out the corner, and to do that you've got to be putting as much power down as you can do, just like that.
I see what you mean. It is a bit smoother than what I was doing.
It is a bit smoother, but it's all time and experience. We've done thousands of laps here, and we're very, very familiar with the circuit and the karts. It is all about experience. Okay?
So is karting a really big thing in London? Do you have like corporate events, party atmosphere?
It's very popular in London. A lot of corporate entertainment goes on, and a lot of the big city companies like to bring their staff down here just to show them how much good fun it is.
So you have like group bookings with a party atmosphere, and you can all...
Yeah, we do a lot of showbiz. There's loads of stuff like that. It makes it a real party atmosphere. Showbiz.
So who have you had in here then?
Oh, name dropping. Where we could say about Tom Cruise has been
Really?
down, and his friends. Robbie Williams is here on a regular basis. S Club 7. Loads of slow
These
stuff.
are all
They're here
little
the time.
people that find it easier to get in the seats than
They
I
are
do.
all small people. Weight is a big factor, but experience is the biggest one.
So how long have you been working here for then?
I've been working here 4 years and been in the industry a lot longer than that, and karting most of my life.
So presuming you get really good at go-karting, where would you then go on career-wise?
You could go into eventually Formula One, like stars like Jenson Button and people like that. From karting, you normally go on to the big circuits, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, stuff like that, into single-seaters, Formula 3000, then if you're good enough, getting on to Formula One.
Well, it sounds like you know an awful lot about it, but I haven't seen you drive one of these once a day. So what's the score? Are you going to get in one?
That sounds like a challenge.
It certainly is.
Okay, let's go.
I think I'm getting worse because I'm getting really excited about catching them up. Now I'm getting the hang of it, mate. Oh, yes. What's the trick is getting the corners right so that you don't waste any time skidding. Come on then, mate, I'm right behind you. Well, this is fantastic fun. I think I've been well and truly thrashed by the true professional here, but like on Gladiators, I'm not used to getting defeated, and I am going to make sure that I get to grips with this. You ready for another challenge, mate?
Okay.
You can put those gloves back on, you know.
Join Rio next week as she gets more skid practice and male opposition when she tries her hand at rallying, and find out if she can tame the beast on the streets of London. All this and much more on Car Crazy Rio.